Hey, welcome to the men's room, the hangout where dads, husbands, and everyday guys level up. I'm Chad Henderson, twin dad, husband, lifelong learner. Travel with me as I open up the real conversations that push me to become a better dad, husband, and friend. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, Teron, welcome back to a special episode of the men's room. First of all, we should tell the folks we are bringing the men's room back. Scheduling conflicts more recently have led us to kind of delaying it. However, we couldn't wait on this episode. You got a pretty big announcement that we got to make. So I don't want to hold the viewers off. Teron, you wrote a damn book. You got a copy.
I wrote a whole book.
You wrote a book. All right.
Man.
So I just got to say, dude, as a person who knew Teron as an employee at the University of St. Thomas when you were a student, I think this probably only surprises you that you wrote a book. Those of us around you have kind of always seen this coming, but walk us through it, dude. How did you decide? Was this something you always knew you wanted to do, or what made you decide like now's the time?
Absolutely not something that I ever wanted to do, ever thought I would do, ever thought I could do. This whole entire process from start to finish came as a surprise to just about everyone, or, as you would say, only
you.
Me, right?
Only you.
But I remember waking up one morning and looking at the political climate that we found ourselves in. I was challenged to get out of bed and spent some time talking to D, spent some time talking to a really close friend, and after we lamented a little bit together, we talked about how to activate. And for me, before I could activate, I needed to catalog thoughts, feelings, what was really going on versus what maybe I was imagining versus, what was real versus, if it's real, to what degree is it real, right? And so I just started to write into catalog, and that writing and cataloging turned into an outline. That outline turned into a letter to myself, that turned into a letter to the kids, that turned into a letter to everybody who's ever given me an opportunity to be more than maybe what they saw on the surface. And after that, a book. So that's the long and short of it. But it happened on accidents, maybe happenstance, maybe axis stance. I don't know how you want to pull it all together, but it was right place, right time, right moment. And
all right. So what's it called? Tell us about this book.
Yeah. So the book is called What If I'm Enough? And the word not is intentionally included so I can intentionally exclude it. Because I think we oftentimes will ask that other question of what if we're not enough, and invite in imposter syndrome and all those other sorts of ways of minimizing our impact or our ability to do well, show up, to simply be enough. And I wanted to explore a world where we gave ourselves, we took permission to ask, what if we are enough? What if I do have enough in the tank? What if I can overcome a thing? What if I can reach for something that's absurdly far away and grab a hold to it? So trying to think from a more strengths perspective, trying to think from a more a positive sort of I've got it, I can go as far as I take it. All I got to do is try sort of perspective.
I love that. And it's a message that you and I have talked about personally, but also on the podcast of like years in therapy, trying to make sure that I can tell myself, right, that and believe it. It's easy to say you're enough, but like to truly stop and believe that you're enough, whether you're talking about no matter what role of life. It can be at work, it can be as a dad, it can be as a husband. Did you focus on any specific moments in life that you had to overcome? Was there give them just a taste? Let's not tell them the whole thing. We want them to come out and buy the book, but like what kind of examples can they expect when they dive into this thing?
Man, I ended up leaning into vulnerability in a way that I thought I would never put in writing. Things that you would say, things you might think, but never something that you might put in writing for the rest of the world to see, judge, be, cemented, right? And I start off from my very beginning, right? So talking how I, you know, entered into the world through violence and drugs and uh, you know, made really, really terrible decisions sometimes as a kid, and how we, battled with, eviction and food insecurity and managing, which bills we would pay and which ones we would let float for a little bit, and how that helped craft the person that you see today through resilience and resourcefulness and learning how to be crafty. And so you'll hear stories about young Teron that people who know the adult version might go, that does not sound like him. And that's kind of by design. um, those are some of the stories that we tend to tuck away and we maybe don't go to as often. And I think in doing that, we do a disservice. And so I gave myself took permission to be vulnerable and talk about my mother and father, to talk about the, goofy, ill thought out sort of choices that I made. And, luckily, there were a lot of people in my sphere who looked the other way or gave me a second chance or kicked me in the butt and then gave me a second chance, right? But no one ever wrote me off, right? And so the book has a couple different prongs to it. I think on one side of the house, it's a thank you and love letter to everyone who helped build me into the person that I am today, as a reminder that no one gets to where they are by themselves. I say that with my whole chest, period, point blank, bottom line. On the other side of it, it is me encouraging self and others to really, really, really take hold of the strength that lies within vulnerability, to ask for help, to need, to confide, right? To be honest with ourselves and those around us about, what's going on and maybe how they might support what you might need. And then going out and doing it or getting it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so beautiful to hear you not just talk about that, but actually put the pen to paper, if you
Yeah.
will, and type that out. Um, what is it that you hope readers take away? What is it that you hope? I mean, you learned this lesson. You wrote this
Yeah.
down to teach this lesson to
Yeah.
others. What's the lesson you want folks to leave feeling after they walk away reading your book?
Absolutely. Your identity, your backstory isn't something that holds you back. It's not a shackle. It is the key to everything that lies ahead. Every single thing that lies ahead is unlocked when we are able to look back, feel the gravity of the things that we experienced, take away the things from them that help build us into the people we are today, and not forget, not relegate, not try to compartmentalize it, right? Because that takes a lot of energy. That takes too much energy. In fact, the energy that you spend trying to mask or be something else or hide away or be something different could be used elsewhere. Right. It could be used in more productive, effective, efficient ways. And so instead of masking, right, leaning authentically in and watching to see what happens, right? Like if you thought that you were doing a good job of code switching, if you thought that you were doing a good job of compartmentalizing, saying I'm this person here, I'm that person there, see how freeing it could be, right? To just have to be one person. Right. You can adjust your level of formality, right? But being one person in all spaces and knowing that that one person is enough, man, game changing, game changing.
Yeah, dude. That's real. And like hits me so much in like the everything that I'm trying to accomplish cuz because also when you have that level of self-awareness and you have that ability to be authentically you and acknowledge when it's not okay to be authentically you, because that's a skill.
Yeah.
That's a skill I've learned. I've had to learn in some painful lessons in
Yeah.
also. But like when you do that, you have an impact on others, and
Yeah.
teaching that lesson to them, you unlock the ability for your kids to see that,
Yeah.
for that to kind of fall in all areas of life. I love that. That's a
Man,
beautiful
absolutely.
message.
I was just with a friend the other day, and she was saying that there was something different about me. She said, "Hey, something's different about you." And for the first time in a good long time, I was just being me, just being genuinely me, and uh, I had to struggle with being roots and being a poor black kid from inner city Chicago to trying to play ball with some very affluent white kids in predominantly white institution in St. Paul, Minnesota, right? And all the things that come along with that challenge. And people will expect you to be things, they'll expect you to show up in certain kinds of ways, and if you do, it's a problem, but if you don't, it's also a problem. And everything is predicated on what others think, feel, see, expect of you. And if you aren't careful, you end up forgetting, or at least moving to the bottom of the priority list, what you think of you, which I don't know if folks know, but that's kind of important.
100%. So, what did you learn about yourself as you wrote this book?
Yeah,
Did anything surprise you, or what happened to you? What was your journey personally? Because it's a whole process. Even if no one ever read it and you wrote this thing,
that's right.
that's a whole exercise by itself in self-reflection. What'd you learn about you?
I can write a book. Number one, right?
Okay.
I had the ability to sit down and write a book, right? That's the superficial thing, but a big thing. But I think more importantly, I learned that I don't do a great job of receiving good. I don't do a good job of allowing myself to believe that I deserve
Yeah.
anything, right? I've become really, really good at the boomerang compliment. Right? As soon as it hits
Or
me, I
make a
boom,
joke. Oh yeah.
right back at you.
Oh yeah.
Right? Can't accept it. I'll be self-deprecating. I will diminish it. I will deflect it, whatever I can.
Is that
And
wild, Karan?
it's
It's so
wild.
much easier to take critical feedback because, like, I can do something with that. Like, I know I
Absolutely.
can shut up, I can listen, I can like make sure that I remember these points, I can make an action plan. But when somebody's got something good to say, it's like,
Man,
oh,
it's like, what do I do with my hands as I take this picture? Or how do I stand as you sing happy birthday to me? It's awkward, right? As I'm receiving this. And I've learned that that's rooted in some traumatic stuff as a kid, that's rooted in some anxiety, that's rooted in some a little bit of like mental instability in some places and spaces, right? So the inability to take and receive compliments in a way that you know plays in the realm of normal is something to understand and to explore a little bit, because there's something that lies beneath that. And so I did a lot of that, a lot of learning around what that meant for me and why it shows up for me. And it helped and helps me be a better partner to my wife. It helps me be a better father to my kiddos, a better sibling to my sisters, right? So I'm a better community member because I'm understanding me, and I'm understanding what makes me tick, and knowing that what makes me tick does not necessarily make others tick, but knowing that there's something, right, that usually lies beneath the surface. It helps us give a little bit more grace to others when they may show up in a way that maybe seems you know maybe doesn't jive as well with you as you might want it to.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's beautiful, dude. What a good message. All
yeah.
right. We've told them about it. How do they buy it? When can
Yeah,
they find it? Is it what are you on a book tour? Are you going on what here and then the Today Show
you
tomorrow
got
or something?
you,
I assume.
you know what? I want to, temper expectations, and I want to make sure that my schedule really fits with everything that folks are trying to do. So I've actually had to turn away
Absolutely.
a bunch of stuff just because I can't prioritize it all, right? No, so you can actually pick up the book through my website, www.gracethroughsoul, GRACE through soul, SOUL, .com. And that's an acronym because I'm a nerd and I like to play with acronyms. I learned that about myself. I'm nerdy. I'm corny. I'm silly. I'm goofy. That's who
Hey,
Teron is. And so,
acronyms work for a reason, right? So what's the acronym?
absolutely.
What's SOUL stand for?
Grounded reflections and centered
Oh,
experiences
grounded.
through stories of uncovering life. Grace through
Beautiful.
soul.
It's Grace and Soul are
Come on,
both
baby.
acronyms. You are
That's right.
nerdy. I love that, dude.
That's right.
I
That's
love
right.
All right. Well, bring us home. So we will make sure that wherever we put this, you got the link down below to get Teron's book. Teron, close us out. What's your favorite chapter or what's the most meaningful thing in the book?
The most meaningful part in the book is the absolute last section. It's called Careers, Callings, and Conclusions. And it basically wraps everything up in a neat bow to the degree to which it can wrap life up in a neat bow. But it's going to push you, ask you, implore you to make a couple promises to yourself um, as we continue to walk shoulder to shoulder in this journey to self-reflection, to self-worth, to self-love, to validation, to all those things. So by far my favorite section to write. I read it over and over again. I should probably read it daily because it's just that meaningful, at least for me, and I'm hoping it lands then too for others in the same way.
I love it. All right. Close us out, though. One more thing. Who do you got to thank for this? Because I think you got some important people that helped you on this journey.
Man man you have hit the nail on the head because my wife, Dee, has read this book more times than she might care to admit. She has edited with me. She's given me positive and constructive feedback. She's set aside time for me to sit down and just write, taking the kids to all their engagements, handling the school stuff, helping on the administrative level of getting everything signed or set up through the website and helping me curate the purchasing process and everything. She has been phenomenal. DJ and Jordan have sat next to me and been inspirations as I write, and I'll tell them little bits and pieces of stories, and I'll see their eyes light up a little bit, or they'll kind of get a little like, oh my gosh, really? And it's a reminder too that this is a letter to them at some point, right? When dad's voice is no longer here, they might have something to hold on to. So family for sure, my sisters, my in-laws, my cousins, and just everyone who has shown up in this book, everyone who's poured into my life. I try to do my best to shout them out in this book, maybe in nondescript ways, but I try to shout them out because I want folks to know too that none of this is possible with just me.
Well, I am so proud of you, Teron. And I know just in the communities that I'm a part of, the people that know you, this book is going to get embraced by a lot of people. I'm also really excited to watch you learn how to say thank you to people that are telling you great job because I think something powerful is going to happen. I think what people are going to notice is that confidence because there's something really cool that's going to happen when you realize how many people are going to accept and be impacted by those words. And you're right, you're leaving a legacy behind. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk to you about this book. I can't wait for people to discover it. Again, find it down below. Thank you for joining us today. A quick episode. We will be talking about this more on future episodes. Teron, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Man, I appreciate you, Chad. Thanks, brother. Have a great one.
Take care.
All right now.
Thanks for joining us in the men's room. We hope that our conversations leave you feeling empowered, less alone, and ready to show up as a better husband, father, and friend. The men's room is proudly brought to you by Chad Henderson Coaching, your home for honest support, real life coaching, and a community that gets it. If you're looking for more ways to grow, or if you're curious about how personal coaching can help you step up in life, head over to CoachChadHenderson.com. Until next time, take care of yourself and those around you, and remember, the door is always open here in the men's room.